Yo. It's been a minute, but I'm back on my Nightmare on Elm Street reaction, right? This is gonna be the Nightmare on Elm Street Trinity, right? Nightmare on Elm Street 1, Part 2, and Part 3, you feel me? So let's get into it real quick. Let me turn this down. Okay, let's start with Part 1, right? Nightmare on Elm Street 1, Part 1, the OG, the original, right? Introduces our favorite series franchise heroine, right? Nancy, Heather Langenkamp. What made Part 1 so unique to me and a lot of others, it was the darkest version of Krueger, right? You didn't really see a lot of his facial features as much, unless it was in the shadows, in the dark. We didn't have a lot of one-liners. We didn't speak a lot. It was mostly scaring, jump scares, you know what I'm saying, letting the claws be heard and seen, and making kills, man. Part 1 definitely introduced us to the franchise's iconic kill scenes. The ceiling kill scene probably beats all kill scenes in the entire franchise. That was the first one that introduced us to types of, I guess, homicides that were more on the, how should I say this, science fiction kind of leaning more science fiction than just horror. Like, to introduce like all that happened, flipping all up in the wall and him being invisible and having this happen, this combines like a psychological terror, because first of all, it's hard to even judge between, is this a dream or is this real life? So it's already messing with your mind in that sense, right? So definitely iconic kill scenes. I love the continuity in this movie. Part 1 had great continuity, great character arcs. It wasn't just like completely rushed like some of the other following sequels, but I really like it. Even though it was lower budget, I believe this had the best Krueger makeup, right? I believe that Robert Englund gave such a great performance. Like, the way he embodied the whole Nosferatu vibe, that whole energy, right? He was in the movie less than 10 to 20 minutes in camera screen time, right? And he bodied that role, right? He planted himself in everybody's mind from his performance, right? So overall, Part 1, Wes Craven, thank you. R.I.P., but thank you so much for Part 1. Thank you for your creativity, man. Like, who else could have came from this angle, right? Okay. And we're going to move on, right? Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. A lot of people have really labeled Part 2 for definitely specific reasons, right? But Jesse is in Part 2, what is Freddy's Revenge. Jesse ended up labeled as the lead, right? Usually the lead is, so far in the movies, has been a female, but he is in the male playing the lead role, but he ends up kind of being labeled the scream queen, right? So, but Part 2 gave a different perspective, right? In general, I can begin with dream sequences, right? It's a lot of scenes in this movie where you cannot tell if he's dreaming or if this is regular, you know what I'm saying, regular daytime and whatnot. A lot of times we use signals like smoke, we use different cues and giveaways, like a lot of I guess psychological activity going on and a lot of telekinetic things going on, so you can really tell maybe if it's a dream or not. But it had a great kill scene in it too. The whole pool party massacre, man. A lot of people can either love it or hate it, because they say, I hate it because it broke the rules of the franchise, it broke canon. But a lot of people don't really see what it also did for us while it broke canon, right? It really deep dived into Freddy's telekinetic and pyrokinetic powers, right? And like I say, Freddy was able to kill without having to use dreams as often, right? He was using what a lot of us are used to hearing as possession, right? He was possessing Jesse, and he was getting things done. Great practical and special effects, right? Especially during the scene when Grady got killed. That whole scene when he was coming out of Jesse's body and he cut the torso open and popped out and he fell off like a bed sheet. Woo! Great kill scene, right? There was also some editing issues in this one. Like I said, it broke canon and there was a lot of broken continuity and franchise rules. And did I forget the homoerotic undertone? Did I mention that yet? Yeah, the homoerotic undertone. A lot of people can say it was done purposefully. A lot of people can say it was done unconsciously. But the directors and a lot of people involved, some actors, were also found to, have lived a homosexual lifestyle. So that may have all came out from them just naturally. But before we get too long, man, don't forget to check out the link in this video, man. So if you want more videos of Nightmare on Elm Street and different reaction videos, man, you can get them fresh off the plate. You feel me? Fresh out of the oven. But moving on to part 3. The Dream Warriors. Just about everybody named Mama loves part 3. The Dream Warriors, the Dream Warriors. They love it, they love it, they love it. Kristen, Joey, Kincaid. We researched, we bring back Nancy, Phillip, Taryn, and there's one more lady, I forgot her name, but she was the lady that got the iconic kill. Welcome to prime time and head through your big breaking TV. Cut to prime time. It's playing right now. But great story, man. I love how they created their uniqueness in part 3 by elaborating on the origin of Freddy, right? The audience was really able to connect with each of the characters individually. Allowing them to have their own individual and unique superpowers really allowed it to hit home with the viewers, right? And that's why this one is one of the cult classics. It gets a lot of replay. For me, I used to watch 3, probably the most out of all of them, before I truly understood what Robert Englund was doing and how he was able to pull that off with his creative genius with less screen time, and I really began to appreciate 2 and 1 more. But to continue with part 3, very creative and imaginative kills, right? You get to see Freddy in his bag in this one. He's so cocky, he's showing you how he's grown, how he ripped his shirt off, and he's saying that the souls of the children have made him stronger. So you've seen Freddy and he's grown with us, and as he's growing, right? Great ending, great story, great character development. But as he's growing, we get introduced and focused on this Freddy character in general, right? Freddy, he's the face now. It's not just a Nightmare on Elm Street being scared. It's no, Freddy himself, Robert Englund, is the focal point from this movie on forward, right? This is the introduction of the MTV Freddy. The MTV Freddy era is from the end of this movie all the way through, right? All the way up until basically A New Nightmare, where he's not as campy and one-linerish. But out of all of the 3 of the Nightmare on Elm Street Trinity, which one is your favorite? And tell me why in the comments of this video, right? I took a moment. I want to give you about 9 or 10 minutes to kind of really go in deep, because I can tell you, man, I probably watched every single frame of every single Nightmare on Elm Street. I just can't help it, man. I get more and more interested when I discover different perspectives from other people that have the same passion for 80s horror as I do. And as y'all seen in some of these groups, I really go long with the conversations because I really have seen a lot. And it really is interesting to see the take that others add to it. So, man, thank you all so much for helping me really appreciate, Wes Craven, Robert Englund, the whole franchise and what they've done. I'm really, in the future, wish that I can really create something as creative as they have done. So thank you all so much. Y'all make sure y'all continue to check in and get more videos, man. Jill. is my command. That boy was a beast back then, but campy. MTV Freddy. That's what I'm talking about. One-liner. Pulling his hat off like he's a butler and bitten. Nah, man, come on. MTV Freddy, but very, very creative and imaginative in the same sense, man. But y'all get at me.
But I wasn't wrong up in my
How you doing? What's up with you and 50?
Taking off the camera, my nigga.
You said what?
Taking off the camera.
What's up with you and 50?
Taking off the camera.
What you mean take you off the camera, bro?
Take it off. You didn't want to be recorded.
So he said you fucking with trainers, is that true?
Hold on for a second.
Oh no, we about to scrap. Is that true?
Nah, we ain't gonna do no scratch.
Nigga like I sneezed on him. I'm the hottest in it. I got cheese on real shit. Bad bitch, but she got fleas on. Dog ass going for pizza and fees on. Pull up and shit with the bees on. Smoking the cool with codeine on. Right now, suntan, put the cream on. Right now, burn his ass, put the stream on. He sitting threatening my team on. Red guy, live it the life, put the things on. I never wanted this fame. I just want the money. This shit we just came to me. We fucking the game with no rubber, get put in the show.
I'm the same nigga from a Snapchat. I'm the same nigga with a gold reel and a herb bone in a Snapchat. Hey, I'ma keep it real, keep it 100. Was a real